Heading on the Nith Valley line from Dumfries to Kilmarnock, then we'll change trains there to go to Ayr. It's another glorious day today. I think the temperature's around 17 degrees. Heading into Dumfries station to catch the Scotrail Class 156 service up to Kilmarnock. It's the Glasgow Central service. And because of all the rail replacement coaches to Carlisle, the trains are starting at Dumfries. And there she's over there. There she is. Scotrail Class 156 service up to Glasgow Central, but Kilmarnock for us. The journey up to Kilmarnock begins. The journey time is approximately 1 hour from Dumfries to Kilmarnock. So it's the second time using this DJI Pocket 3, so hopefully I'll be a little bit better at it this time than the last video. Approaching Kilmarnock now. I didn't take too much footage in the train up as it was quite busy and people just stare at you, so I didn't bother. But that's us just approaching Kilmarnock, where we change for our next train. Quite a big town, Kilmarnock. That side, Jessica. Train continues on up to Glasgow Central. Catch the 10:04 to Ayr.
That's us both on the Scotrail service 10:04 service to Ayr.
That's us heading to Ayr. This is a 10:04 service to Girvan.
If you see something that does not look right, speak to a member of staff or text the British Transport Police on 61016.
This is called the Ayrshire coastline between Kilmarnock and Ayr. There's Brassy. We don't stop there. The first station stop is Troon.
Mind the gap when leaving the train. Change here for stations via Kilwinning and Paisley Gilmore Street.
Approaching the first station stop, Troon. The windows are a bit dirty on this train, so it'll not be the best.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform as you leave the train.
Prestwick International Airport station, passing by. Then we'll pass through Prestwick town and then we stop at Ayr. We don't stop at Prestwick town, the next stop is actually Ayr. Here's Prestwick town. As I said before, I didn't get much footage on the last train between Dumfries and Kilmarnock. It was only because it was really busy, and to be quite honest, I don't like sort of filming or speaking on a busy train because people just look at you. There is 2 stations in Ayr. This one that we're passing through is called Newton on Ayr, but we don't stop there either. We're crossing the River Ayr into Ayr.
Mind the gap when leaving the train.
Arrived in Ayr, that was a nice journey. That train continues to Girvan at 10:30, so it's arrived here a little bit early. Welcome to Ayr, here in South Ayrshire, Scotland. You can see down there, there's a lot of demolition work happening, so the Stackis Station Hotel used to be there. It's sat empty for years. So what they decided to do was they decided to let it rot so that they could bulldoze it. It was such a beautiful building that should never have been bulldozed. Absolutely disgraceful. In memory of the officers, non-commissioned officers, men, Royal Scots Fusiliers who died in the campaign in South Africa 1879 to 81. Burned statue Ayr. Fortunately, Ayr has suffered, like many a town in the United Kingdom, with the loss of shops and stuff. There's quite a few empty shops here. Hoorstons over there used to be one big department store in Ayr. I remember that from many years ago. It was a busy shop, but it's closed down, like quite a few, due to probably retail parts, internet shopping. It's not just Ayr, it's everywhere. My hometown, Dumfries, has a lot of empty shops there too. I would say though, Ayr's probably still a better shopping place than Dumfries. Tam O'Shanter pub and restaurant. Kyle sent us completely closed now. That used to be a thriving shopping centre, but they've got Ayr Central now, so just near the station, so that's probably why this is closed down. Always Tower. So we're just walking down the high street here in Ayr. We're going to head towards the river and then we'll probably head towards the beach. Who's this fella? Fish Cross. Feel free to pause it to read.
Cheers.
I remember this area, there used to be a building here. I can't remember what it was called, but it's obviously been demolished and they've made it into like a square. Quite nice actually, but I don't like change, to be honest. I preferred Ayr many years ago from what it is now. Still a lovely town though, but a lot of it's changed, you know. Not as many shops like it used to have, and a little bit run down, some of it, not at all, but every town's the same. Dumfries is exactly the same where I live. It's not just Ayr or Dumfries, it's most towns across the UK now have been left to decline. River Ayr. You can see the River Ayr, you can actually see the sea where it runs into the Firth of Clyde, and in the distance there you can see the Isle of Arran, which may zoom in. You can just see the Isle of Arran over there in the distance across the Firth of Clyde. We're standing on New Bridge here in Ayr. Walking over New Bridge here in Ayr. So we're going to head to Wellington Square, then we'll walk to the beach that way. We can walk round that way to the beach there, but we'll go this way because it's nice. Wellington Square's really nice. Sandgate Ayr. Kirk, Witherspoon Ayr. I'll be in there later. Wellington Square. Yep. It's a beautiful square, Wellington Square here in Ayr. This is all for VA Day.
Mastercard a couple of years ago. Brothers started taking.
Beautiful, so it is. They've done a really, really good job. So leaving Wellington Square behind and heading to the beach. So just walking towards Ayr Beach.
This building over here you see across the road here, it used to be known as the Hangar 13 from the rave scene back in the 90s. But sadly that got shut down due to 3 people had lost their lives to drugs. But now these days this venue building was the Hangar 13 is known as Pirates Peach now, and it's known as the Ayr Pavilion.
Did the 3 people that died with the drugs, was that the one time or all different occasions?
It was 3 separate occasions.
3 separate occasions.
And you had famous DJs that had played in this venue too.
Pete Tong, Carol Cox and
Yes,
stuff.
etc.
Ayr Beach. Jessica will just have a little walk along the promenade here in Ayr. Quite busy the beach. I don't want to take too much footage of the actual beach because there's a lot of family with children in it, and you know it's no appropriate. Some people are funny about things like that, so but I'll shoot over there. You can see the Isle of Arran straight out there. I'll try and zoom in on Arran. You can see the Isle of Arran. So the Firth of Clyde. And if you look over that way, you can actually just see Haven, which is Craig Tara, which used to be Butlin's Wonder West World many years ago, but it's now a Haven site. The Firth of Clyde. Nice and clear the water today. So we had a nice sit on the beach there for a couple of hours, had a couple of drinks, so we're now going to head back into Ayr town. We're on Ayr Beach, quite busy.
I enjoyed that siesta I had.
This is great weather for May time. It really is good weather, warm today.
It's glorious weather today.
So we're just heading through Low Green here in Ayr into the town centre. We'll walk right across in the far distance that you can see over there. And we're going to head to the West Kirk for a little beverage.
What a glorious day station.
It's glorious.
Nice and warm.
And that's the Hangar 13. What used to be Hangar 13, which we were talking about earlier on, that's at the back of it. So we're getting nearly to the end of Low Green here in Ayr, which leads on to sort of Wellington Square, where we were earlier on in the video. Yes.
But we're not getting a fish and chips yet, so I'm not hungry.
Not yet, no.
Have a look at. Oh, Bruce.
St John's Tower here in Ayr.
And you can scan the QR code over here if you want more information as well.
I'll let you pause that if you want to read it. Here is the QR code if you want to get more information on St John's Tower. So we're heading to the West Kirk Witherspoon here in Ayr for a little beverage, and Jessica's happy about that.
And that's arrived at our destination.
Yes. So at this time and moment we're going to cut this video short and end the video here at Witherspoons, and thank you all for watching.
And please subscribe to Globetrotter 1977
Yes.
on YouTube.
Thank you.
To subscribe to Globetrotter 1977 on YouTube. And more subscribes and likes and comments we have, and more bigger other places we can visit. Thank you very much for watching our video. See you all soon. Bye.